Good morning. Today's Wednesday, the 1st of December, and we're bringing you the latest news making headlines to help start your day.
4 people are dead, including a police officer, after a deadly domestic violence call in Clayton County. We have team coverage this morning.
CBS 46's Tori Cooper is live in Rex, where all of this happened. She's starting off today's Morning News Rewind.
Yeah, good morning, Rob and Gervier. Several 911 calls came out of this area just before 9 o'clock last night. Police say initially it was for a drive-by shooting, and then once they got out here, they learned it was for a domestic violence call. But this is still an active investigation. Take a look over my shoulder. You can see the Clayton County Police Department has their command post set up here along Biscayne Boulevard. Now, I want to walk you across the street so you can get a lay of the land of what this really looks like. They have caution tape right here. But just beyond the caution tape, we've obviously been pushed back. But over there where you see those lights, that's where police say this initial dispute took place.
It made me nervous.
Neighbors along Jervis Court say this is what they heard last night just before 9 o'clock. This Ring video capturing what neighbors say was nearly 30 to 40 gunshots. One resident says bullets even flew right through her house, shattering windows and piercing the walls, but no one inside was hurt.
Basically, it's the dining room window. It went through the wall into our bathroom downstairs. Okay. And she said she see the bullet on the floor in our bathroom.
Wow. Clayton County Police Department telling us they were initially called out to the area for a drive-by shooting, but when they arrived, police say they were met by a 12-year-old boy who was shot in the face. Police say the wounded boy was trying to lead police to a residence where a domestic dispute occurred, and right when police approached the front door, an armed suspect came up to them and fired at both officers. The officers took cover and made it to safety as the suspect fled to the backyard of the residence. That's when he was cornered by 2 other officers. Police say he then shot at both officers, wounding one in the hand and killing the other. Police then shot and killed the suspect, but they later discovered the suspect shot and killed 2 other women in the neighborhood. The boy who was shot in the face is now in critical condition. Now, we've obviously been out here for more than 8 hours. We have had crews out here, but we're starting to get more details from police about just the little key pieces of information that were transpiring. Obviously, they have to give us the nuts and bolts, but I do want to share with you some other information that we got from witnesses on scene. Now, residents tell us that they had to be escorted out individually just so that they could get to safety, but with police. They had to stay with some friends. They were standing out here in the cold. Also, residents told us that just let me give me one moment. I just want to pull this up. This is a key detail. They say that they saw 2 suspects shooting at police. Now, we have not been able to confirm that with police, but one of the residents told my colleague that was out here that they saw one of the suspects in the car handcuffed with that appeared to be bloody. Obviously, learning some other details, but police told us all the suspects the one suspect died on scene. So we're going to try to piece together as much as we can, see if we can confirm whether or not any other suspects are involved in this and if they need to clarify that. But that's the latest we got. All right, reporting live out here in Rex, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
Yeah, no doubt a chaotic scene there. Tori, thanks for the very latest there. Just into the newsroom, new details about the Clayton County officer that was killed in that incident. Our Trayson Bragg is live at Grady Memorial Hospital this morning. Trayson, I understand you just got photos of the officer.
That's right, Rob. Well, Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill actually recently tweeted out photos of that officer who was tragically killed. And in that tweet, he says, quote, Officer Henry Laxon was one of Clayton County's finest and unquestionably our very best. This morning, we are learning the names of the 2 Clayton County police officers who were shot in this officer-involved shooting. The department tells me both officers were responding as members of the CCPD's tactical team. The officer tragically killed in the shootout with the gunman is Field Training Officer Henry Laxon. The other officer who suffered a gunshot wound is Officer Alex Chandler. He was shot in the hand before the suspect was killed.
Definitely emotional. These men and women do an honorable job every day, and it's unfortunate that we have to make these reports time and time again. My heart aches for every police officer and their family that goes through these type of things, and these things just shouldn't happen.
Now, in this tweet that I just mentioned, the sheriff went on to say, Laxon far exceeded all expectations of what an ideal police officer should be. We're going to continue to search for the latest details in this investigation and on Officer Chandler's condition. We'll let you know those details as soon as we receive them. Reporting live at Grady Hospital, I'm Trayson Bragg, CBS 46 News.
Grayson, thank you for that update. Our other big story, of course, today, Atlanta voters have selected a new mayor.
DICKENS defeated Felicia Moore to become Atlanta's 61st mayor. CBS 46's Rebecca Schramm joins us live. And Rebecca, DICKENS took 64% of the vote. He was relatively unknown until this.
Yeah, not anymore, Gervier. With two previous mayors on the stage with him, DICKENS gave his victory speech late last night. As we've reported, he got a ton of endorsements after making it into the runoff, which helped him go from a long shot candidate to the decisive winner. DICKENS, who's been a city council member for 8 years, thanked his mother, his daughter Bailey, and his girlfriend Nikki for their sacrifices over the past 6 months. He also thanked his mentor, former Mayor Shirley Franklin, and he gave a shout out to current Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who decided not to run for a second term and ended up endorsing him in this race. Both mayors were on the stage with him. Mayor-elect DICKENS also thanked his opponent, City Council President Felicia Moore.
I respect her and her desire to serve this city of Atlanta. She's put in 24 years of service, and I know that she loves this city, and I hope that she's around as we move this city forward.
For those who are in the neighborhood or the area called Buckhead, to please work with our mayor. I said it before and I will continue to say it. Atlanta is better together than it will ever be apart.
And of course, Moore had a lot of support in Buckhead, where some have wanted to break away from the city. As for what's next, Moore told supporters she'll continue to rely on her faith after she takes a well-deserved vacation. She says she'll be back doing whatever the Spirit leads her to do.
The man accused of setting off a gun inside the Atlanta airport last week is now in custody. Kenny Wells turned himself into the Clayton County Jail. Investigators say they found his gun in a bag that was being checked at the airport last week. When an agent noticed the gun, Wells allegedly tried to snatch it, causing it to go off. The incident creating a panic, causing hundreds of people to stampede out of the airport.
It's now 16 minutes after 6 and developing this morning. Yet another community is grieving today after 3 students were killed in a school shooting in Michigan. This is the scene unfolding. As you can see, just so many people outside of that school building. Authorities got more than 100 911 calls. As CBS's Laura Podesta reports, the suspect is not speaking.
Investigators in Oakland County, Michigan are searching for a motive in the country's latest school shooting.
The person that's got the most insight of the motive is not talking. Preliminary investigation revealed that the weapon used in this shooting was purchased on November 26th, 4 days ago, by the boy's father.
More than 100 911 calls came in just before 1 p.m. Within 5 minutes, 2 deputies arrived at Oxford High School and confronted the student, who surrendered.
They went in and searched out the threat. They went to the gunshots.
Officials downplayed recent rumors of a threat, but said they were following up on all tips. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
It comes as the COVID-19 Omicron variant threatens the world. The strain has now been confirmed in 20 countries since it was first reported in South Africa last week. Overnight, Germany reported that 4 vaccinated people had contracted the Omicron variant. Federal health officials say there's no evidence of the variant in the U.S. yet, but the Biden administration is reportedly preparing stricter testing requirements for all travelers entering the United States, including Americans. Tomorrow, the president is expected to announce that U.S. officials will require that everyone be tested for COVID 1 day before boarding flights, regardless of their vaccination status or the country of departure. Happening today is World AIDS Day, and this year's theme is Ending the HIV Epidemic, Equitable Access, Everyone's Voice. World AIDS Day was first observed in 1988. Every year since, the day raises awareness and gives people a chance to speak out against HIV stigma. Just yesterday, new findings from the CDC show HIV rates have dropped significantly for white men who are gay or bisexual over the past decade. Infection rates for black, gay men inched downward and rose slightly for Latino men. CDC says the changes for those groups was minimal. Researchers say a lack of access to treatment and perhaps the stigma of being gay may play a factor for the men who get infected. You can get tested for HIV today at these Walmart locations. Walmart and the Elton John AIDS Foundation are working together to provide free testing today. The first come, first served basis and no reservations, no health insurance are required.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.